Welcome to Under 4-Minute Math. This video is going to cover order of operations with the acronym G.E.M.S, looking at the first step to simplify. An acronym is made up of the first initial of different words in order to give us a compact way to remember a phrase or saying. In mathematics, PEMDAS has existed for a long time for order of operations, but unfortunately, it has been found to cause common mistakes. So a more recent acronym is G.E.M.S. You will just have to remember that within G.E.M.S, there are two additional letters that go at the bottom here. I created this GIF to explain the different operations that are listed in G.E.M.S, and you look at them from top to bottom. I'll be explaining that shortly. I will also include a link to this GIF if you'd like to use it in the future or access it in the future. So we're going to be looking at some expressions, and we're going to be determining what the first step is to simplify the expression. So in order to use order of operations, we need to make sure we know what operations are. So operations are either addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or exponents. So for this expression, we're going to look at G.E.M.S over here, and we're going to decide which operation should be done first. We have a subtraction sign and we have a division sign. So if we look here, we have grouping exponents, and then we have multiply or divide from left to right. So subtraction comes at the end, therefore division is listed first. So we have to divide the two numbers, 15 divided by 3, and that would be our first step in simplifying the expression. So what about this one? Well, we're looking at three different operations. We have addition, exponents, or multiplication. So we look at the G, there's no grouping symbols, and then exponents come next. So therefore we need to simplify our exponent, which is attached to the 4. We have 4 squared, which means 4 times itself. 4 times 4 is 16, and that is the first step. What about this one? Which operation should we do first? Well, we have addition, division, or multiplication. So if we look at G.E.M.S or think about G.E.M.S, there's no grouping, there's no exponents, and we have multiplication or division from left to right. So even though multiplication over here is on the left and division is on the right, we still have to look at this reading from left to right. What happens first? Well, division happens before multiplication from left to right, so we have to divide before we multiply. 24 divided by 6 is 4, and that would be our first step in simplifying. What about this expression? We have multiplication, we have parentheses, and we have division. So we have to do parentheses first because that is our grouping symbol, and parentheses always come first because they're used to tell us do that first. That would simplify to 8, and then we would continue solving this one. Okay, what about this one? We have some different operations, but we also can see our grouping symbols, which is our parentheses. So we have to now do the parentheses first. But if you notice, inside the parentheses, there are two different operations. So we need to apply order of operations, G.E.M.S, to the inside of the parentheses. So are we going to do addition or are we going to do division? Well, if we look at G.E.M.S, division happens before addition down here. So we have to do 2 divided by 2 first. We bring our parentheses down because we have not done everything in the parentheses yet, because that's going to remind us in our second step that we're going to have to do the parentheses again. For you try number 1, what is the first step? Our operations are addition, division, and multiplication. So if we look at G.E.M.S, multiplication and division are here, and it's from left to right. So you need to make sure you divide because that's first from left to right. And 12 divided by 4 is the first step. You try number 2. What is the first step? In this one, we have division, addition, an exponent, and subtraction. No grouping symbols, but exponents would be the first thing that comes up then. So we need to do 9 squared, and that would be our first step. You try number 3. What is the first step? So for this one, we have grouping symbols, which is the parentheses. So inside the parentheses, we're looking at subtraction or multiplication. Or multiplication comes before subtraction. So 11 times 2 is the first step. That's it for order of operations. What is the first step?